Hey everyone, what's up? Star Wars HQ here. Hope you all are doing good today, and let's do this. Let's dive into the latest Battlefront 2 news. So a lot of us are wondering, what is next for Battlefront 2? Well, it looks like DICE is going to be working on even bigger, more meaningful content in the future, so get hyped. I haven't been this excited for Battlefront 2 stuff in a long time. They're really getting back on track. But let's do this. So, first of all, Droidica Win out on Discord asks, are there any new guns in development for normal troops? And the response comes from community manager Charlemagne, who says this, we're thinking a bit bigger than that right now, but nothing to share at this time. So that has me extremely curious, and I'm sure you guys are also curious. Now, he also says we're not saying no more heroes ever or no weapons, etc., just that we're thinking bigger picture stuff now. So that is, I am absolutely curious as to what is going on over there at DICE. As you guys may have already heard, the player base recently for Star Wars Battlefront 2 matched that of the launch numbers, which absolutely blew my mind. By the way, the gameplay you're seeing here is a mod, so just know that. This is a mod. It's freaking hilarious. But anyway, yeah, also it was confirmed here. That's why we keep saying we're working on more significant content. So they're working on something even more significant, which is really cool. And then also he says, Capital Supremacy was the first long-term significant content, maybe Geonosis too. So they classify what they did with Capital Supremacy and Geonosis as significant content. So they're working on something that can match that, it seems, in terms of being meaningful content that they will be adding to the game. So yeah, let me know if you guys are hyped. Smash that like button if you are. I know I am, and it's so good, guys, to see Battlefront 2 getting back on track like this. But there were some other interesting things asked about Battlefront 2. There was a conversation about Coruscant. There are also new arcade updates in the works, and also this question right here. Well, this is actually what Charlemagne had to say. He says, so I have a question for all of you that played Battlefront 2 2005, and he goes on to ask this. Which system did you prefer, 2005, 2015, or 2017 when it comes to classes and weapons? And he asked this to the entire Battlefront 2 Discord. That is so interesting that he is asking about that. It makes you wonder what they're thinking about in the future when it comes to the class system in Battlefront 2. Will they be changing it? There's indication here just by this question that they're actually looking at the class system and how it's set up, and who knows what's going to be happening in the future. So again, go ahead and get busy, answer the question, you know, which one do you prefer, the 2005, 2015, or 2017 version of the classes and weapons, and explain your answer. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. Now, also, we have some new arcade updates as well for you. Also, let's talk about that right now. So, Ardent says this, nice, wait, so now arcade AI will play like Capital Supremacy AI, and the response was from Charlemagne, who says the AI changes in arcade are pretty neat. I think you'll be pleased. Furthermore, Ace follows up with this question, Charlemagne, will the AI run in arcade with the changes? And he goes on to say the following, yes. So, lots of updates coming up here, even for offline players. So that's good to know that they aren't neglecting the offline fans at all. And I think it's wise that they actually did work on, you know, AI for Geonosis. They added that in there because that means I think it's just like add that map, you know, down the road, just with that AI, and have it playable offline, which is really cool. All right, so there was a really interesting discussion here about Coruscant, and it really, of course, interested to me, and I'm sure it will you guys. So Sean Saren says, man, I'd give someone's arm for Coruscant in the game, in any form. And Blazer agreed, something tells me that it would be hard to pull off, technically re-ground to space. I say this as a knowledgeable armchair developer. And the response was from Charlemagne, who says, the biggest issue, not hardware-wise, is players being extremely spread out. So it seems like that's the kind of worry with Coruscant, especially if you're going to be talking about ground to space. It could be also reference to ground to space as well, that comment there. But doesn't mean that Coruscant is being worked on. Just know that, of course, he's just speaking about the challenges with Coruscant, which again would be by far one of the most detailed maps that they would have to create, and it would be a lot of work to create Coruscant. But let me tell you what, I would still love to see this Coruscant, man. So hopefully they can actually pull that off and get that in the game. Now, they may actually hold off on that, though, and I have a theory as to why, because of Jedi Fallen Order. So, Jedi Fallen Order might have Coruscant in it. It seems like it could. So, I think that could be a reason for them to kind of say, you know, give Coruscant the spotlight in Jedi Fallen Order, and then maybe we will do it. So, we'll see what happens with that. Now, also, there were some additional comments here about clone customization and stuff like that. So, let's dive into that right now. So Adi says this: any chance of adding a feature that allows you to disable multi-phase and multi-legion for the clones. So if you select one legion, all the clones will be the same on your end. And I've heard this discussed many times before. Now, the official response comes from Charlemagne again, who says, no plans for such a feature at this time. It also sort of takes away from the players wanting to look a specific way. So, yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to be adding anything like that at this time. I'm just still, like, very impressed with all the stuff that they've added to this game. Like, if you're a new player coming into Battlefront 2, especially when Kashyyyk releases in Capital Supremacy here, you're going to be offered, all of a sudden confronted with a lot of different options here with customization, ways to play, and, you know, have that feeling of playing Battlefront 2, you know, from years past. And I think that's what they're nailing down currently. Alright, let's keep going, shall we? So, Jedi Knight Diego says, if I may ask, if a new map were to be added, does the team have any specific that would be likely to be added first? Now, Charlemagne says this about that one. He says, like just about everything in the game, we have a priority list, yes. So, it looks like they have a list of maps that they would like to get added in the game, and it's great to see that at least they're discussing the idea of new maps to be added, something that I still really want to see. And it seems like, you know, with some of these games that offer the free DLC, new maps are far and few in between, which is always a bummer. So I do have a question. Would you like them to introduce something like, you know, early access, like, I think Rainbow Six does it, or you know, a season pass? I know that they promised all content would be free going forward. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you would like to see. Season pass would mean, though, that everyone would be splintered. So that's something that you have to be extremely cautious about. But sound off. Which one do you prefer? Free content supported by microtransactions, season pass, or early access? I can't even speak. I'm so excited about this game now. Sound off, guys, in the comments below. And mentioning comments, I'm going to be featuring your comments right now. Remember to leave a comment down below. It may end up in a future video. You never know. So let's do this. So the first top comment comes from, I think it's Dime Gaming or something like that. The most wanted maps are Coruscant, Utapau, and Scarif. I guess it would be cool to have them soon. Yeah. I've also, yes, seen Scarif mentioned as well, and that would be definitely a more realistic map they could get into the game. But there's so much potential for them to just keep going with Battlefront 2 and just keep adding on the content. I hope they continue, personally, just focusing on the core Capital Supremacy stuff that they are adding on. But they're talking about even bigger stuff that they're working on now, so I'm hyped. Can't wait to see what they're talking about in the future. Alright, Spazop says this: every part of me wants to see Coruscant and Mustafar return in Battlefront 2. I like the direction the game is going, and I hope they lengthen out the life of this game like Rainbow Six Siege. I've always heard Rainbow Six Siege being mentioned, especially when it comes to how they've handled that game from, you know, launch up until this point. They provided so much support with that game, and it's turning out like Battlefront 2 is doing the same thing, which is great to see. Rainbow Six Siege is so immensely popular still to this day, and I see that Battlefront 2 has the potential of really getting back up on its feet, which is happening. Alright, so Sean says this: so it seems to me like they're not coming out with a Star Wars Battlefront 3 this year, but refocusing on Battlefront 2, which I'm cool with, and a lot of you seem to be fine with that one. You know, it's a gorgeous looking game. Like, if this just released this year as is, it's still absolutely stunning. So why not keep going with it? And I don't know what they would be doing with Battlefront 3, but I don't even know if it's necessary, you know what I mean? Just keep adding on to this game. It's interesting, again, that they mentioned and asked about classes, so perhaps they could be reworking that system. Who knows? But guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned here for more Star Wars Battlefront news and updates. We'll keep you guys in the know as to what is happening with this game. And then also, remember, Jedi Fallen Order. We're going to be talking about Episode 9. There's going to be no spoilers on the channel. Keeping it nice and clean there. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. And I will see you next time. And may the Force be with you always.